Hello everyone, welcome to the course Data Structures. Myself Thulasi Chitra, Associate Professor, Department of CSIT, MLR Institute of Technology. Let us see the overview of the course today. What we are going to discuss is about single linked list deletion. As we have discussed in the previous session, single linked list insertion with the different operations. Today we will be discussing about single linked list deletion. Under this, we are going to perform three different operations on single linked list deletion. Those are, we can able to delete a node at the beginning of the list. We can able to delete the node at the end of the list. Deletion can be performed based on a given element. With that, we are going to see the implementation part of this deletion also in the program. Let us consider the situation where we are going to have a single linked list which consisting of three nodes, and the first node refers the head and the last node refers the last node. Let us see how we are going to perform the deletion at the beginning of the list. These are the steps we are going to follow where we are going to delete the beginning of the list. Why? Because I can't directly remove the head node. Why? Because head is representing the first node in the single linked list. Based on this head node, we need to traverse through the list. If I am going to delete the head node directly, we are unable to traverse through the list to get the other nodes that was present in the list. That's why first we need to initialize our head to the temporary variable. And after that, we are going to move the current next node as head. That means head equal to head arrow next. And we are going to release the temporary variable. Now let us see in the diagram how we are going to do these steps. We are going to initialize temp equal to head. Now head is moving to the location of head equal to head arrow next. This one. This is the step where we have done head equal to head arrow next. Now we are going to remove temporary variable, that is this temporary pointer we are going to remove so that we can delete the element from the beginning of the single linked list. Now how we are going to implement this? Let us see these are the steps where you are going to implement it. First we need to initialize temp equal to head, then head will be moving to the next location, that is head equal to head arrow next, then we are going to free our temporary point. Now let us see the next operation where we are going to perform in the single linked list deletion operation is delete a node at the end of the list. Let us consider the situation of a single linked list with the 4 nodes, and we need to delete the last node in the single linked list. How we are going to do this? This is a single linked list with the 4 nodes. Now what are the steps that is required to delete the node at the end of the list? First we need to initialize temp equal to head. Then now head and temp both are pointing to the same location, and then we need to identify whether we need to reach to the last node. That means we need to traverse through the list and we need to reach to the last node and identify the previous node with some pointer variable. Okay. For that we are going to traverse through the list by using while of temp not equal to last. Until that we have to traverse through the list, and when I am moving my temp to the next location, I am pointing it with another new variable called P1, that is P1 equal to temp. We are storing the reference of it temp in P1. Then temp equal to temp arrow next. Now temp will be moving to the next location. This has to be repeatedly done until you reaches temp not equal to last. After moving it, now observe P1 is pointing to this location. Now my temp is moving to the next location. Now this is not a last location. That's why we are moving P1 to the next location, that is temp equal to temp arrow next, and at the same time temp will be moving to the next location. Now until this has to be done, you have to reach the last location. We are storing the previous address of temp to P1. Now we have reached temp equal to last. Now we have reached temp equal to last. Now we need to do some more assignments here. After moving here, now this node, this has to be removed, this node has to be removed. That means we are going to free this temp. Before that, we need to make this node as the last node. Now the name of this node is P1, this is temp and this is also last, we can say. Now what we are going to do is last equal to P1. That means we are going to assign this P1 to last. That means we are going to represent last equal to P1. Now this node becomes the last. We are going to remove it and this node becomes the last node. At the same time, we are going to remove this temporary pointer where we can delete the node at the end of the list. This is how we are going to perform the deletion at the end of the list. And how to implement it. First, we need to initialize temp equal to head. We need to traverse through the list until you reaches the last. When we are moving, we need to assign our temp value to P1, where we are going to store the reference of temp in another pointer variable, and temp will be moving to temp arrow next. That means we are going to move temp to the next locations if your current node is not the last node. If you reaches temp equal to last, in that case we are going to perform P1 arrow next equal to null. Why? Because the last node next address should be null. That's why we are going to make this P1 arrow next equal to null. And at the same time, after removing the last node from the list, what we need to do, the previous node becomes the last node. That's why we need to assign last equal to P1. And after assigning last equal to P1, the last node has to be removed. That means free of temp we are going to do, so that the last node will be deleted. And the next one is deletion based on the given element. Here also we are going to consider the 4 nodes. The first node refers to the head and the last node refers to the last. Now based on the key element, I want to delete a node from the list which I have, 4 nodes, right? Now consider I want to delete the element 30. I want to delete the element 30. The key element I am specifying is 30. That means for that I need to read that key element. And after that I need to assign my temp equal to head so that I can traverse through the list to reach or to search for the key element. Now you can see this is the temporary variable which I have assigned to head, so that it is going to verify temp arrow data is equal to 30 or not. I have selected my search element as 30. Now temp arrow data is not 30. Now I am going to move through the list until I reach 30. That means traverse through the list by using temp not equal to null. We are going to search for the key. If the key found, I will be coming out of the loop and I make the connections. For that, what we are going to do, just observe. Now when I am moving my temp to the next location, storing that address into another pointer variable called P1. That is, now P1 is pointing to head. Now temp is moving to the next location. Now here I am going to check temp arrow data equal to key element, that is 20 equal to 30. Again it is not the key element which I want to delete. Now I am moving my temp to the next location and at the same time assigning P1 equal to temp. This is how we are going to move. Now we are going to verify temp arrow data equal to 30. Yes, 30 equal to 30. Now I reaches my key value. This element, this node has to be deleted. This node has to be deleted. That's why now what I am going to do. If I want to delete this node means I need to make the connection from here to here. After deleting this, I need to make the connection from here to here. And how to make the links? You know that the name of this node is P1, the name of this node is temp, and the name of this node is, if it is not the list node, this node name is temp arrow next. Don't consider every time you will be having the last node. That's why we are going to name the other node referring to the temporary node is temp arrow next. Based on this, how we are going to make the connection? This is here we are going to store P1 arrow next. In that location, we are going to store temp arrow next, where we are going to get 4000 here. Let us see, this is going to be deleted and we are going to store 4000 in this location. And then at last we are going to free temp. That means we are going to delete this particular node from here and make the connection from P1 to the temp arrow next node. And how we are going to implement it? Just observe, we are going to read the key value, which key element you want to delete, and assign temp equal to head, and traverse through the list until temp not equal to null. In between that, we are going to verify whether temp arrow data equal to the key value or not. If you reaches the key value, you will be coming out of the loop and making the connection from the previous and the existing node. If it is not the case, then you are going to store your temp value in P1, that is some previous referred pointer variable, and temp will be moving to the next location. After doing all this, we need to free temporary variable so that we are going to delete that particular node from the single linked list. This is how we are going to perform the operation of deletion based on the given element. Before going to summarize this, we are going to see how we are going to implement this one in the program. Let us open our online C compiler. Already we have done this. We have done insertion part in our program. All the insertion operations we have done. Now I want to do deletion operations also in the same program. Let us include 3 more functions which we can perform here. One is void delete begin. I am doing begin, delete begin, one function, and another one is void del end. This is another function, and void delete based on key. Just I am giving it as del. Now insert all these operations here. Print f. What is the next number we can use? 7. We can give delete begin, and 8th one is delete end, and 9th one we can perform delete based on key. These are the different operations we can do. So include the same in our switch case also. Case 7, we are going to perform delete underscore begin, then break. Case 8, we are going to delete underscore end. This is also to be breaked. Case 9, we are going to perform delete underscore del. We have given, I think so, del based on key, break. Now here in the while loop, check for the cases up to, we have given it as up to 6. Now we are going to make it as 9. Up to 9 cases we can do. Now these are all the insertion functions we have already completed. Now let us see how we are going to perform the deletion. First, delete, void delete underscore begin function. Here first we need to initialize temp equal to head, and head is going to be moved to the next location, head arrow next, then free of temp, this has to be done. Save it. Next, the next function where we are going to perform is void delete end, and here we need to initialize temp equal to head. Why? Because we need to traverse through the list. and we are going to check while of temp not equal to last. Until you reaches the last node, we are going to traverse through the list, and when we are moving, we are storing our temporary variable in another pointer variable called p1 equal to temp, and the temp will be moving to temp arrow next, right. If it reaches the last, then what we are going to do, p1 arrow next equal to null. Why? Because that becomes the last node, and at the same time last equal to p1 we need to assign, and free of temp we are going to do. This is how we are going to perform delete end, and at last we are going to have one more operation, that is deletion based on the key value. For this, we need to read the key element which you want to delete. That means printf enter key and read the key value, address of key. After reading the key value, here better to declare this key also. Why? Because we have not declared globally key value, that's why we need to declare it. Now assign your temp equal to head, and then while of temp not equal to null, we need to traverse through the list. And here if we need to search the key element, right? So that we need to check with the temp arrow data equal to key. In this case, we are going to come out of the loop. If you reaches the key value, it will coming out of it. Otherwise, else we need to assign our temp to p1, and temp will be moving to the next location, temp equal to temp arrow next. Close it. After coming out of the loop, we need to make the connections, that is p1 arrow next equal to temp arrow next, right. And then we are going to free the temporary variable. Close it, right. These are the three operations we have included. Now try to save this program and now run the program, and we will see all the three operations how they are executing. Before that, we have missed some semicolon here. Yes, here in this part. Yes, run it. Still next, here we have missed arrow symbol. 1 minute. Head equal to head arrow next is here. Braces, some extra braces are there, just we'll remove all those braces. Now try to execute it. Yes. First, we will be seeing only the three operations. We have already seen about the remaining operations, right? Only the deletion operations we will see. First, I am going to insert 4 nodes, 120, 130, 1 and 40. These are the 4 nodes. Try to display it. The choice is to display all the 4 elements. Now I want to delete the element from the beginning of the list. That means you choice as 7, enter and display. Yes, yeah, here you can observe 10 is deleted. Next, enter the choice as end. I want to delete the element from the end, that is 8 choice. Now try to delete the element, that means display as 2. Now 40 is deleted. You could observe here 40 is deleted. Next, enter choice as 9. It will be asking which key you want to delete. Suppose I want to delete 30, right? Now try to display it. I want to delete 30, you have 20 and 30, 30 will be deleted, you are going to left with only one element, that is 2. Yes, you could observe the element is deleted based on the key value. Now come out of it. There you can able to see all the operations we have performed. Now let us see what is the summary of. In today's session we have discussed about single linked list deletion operations, the summary. In this we have seen about the 3 operations where we have performed deletion at delete a node at the beginning of the list, then delete a node at end of the list, and delete a node based on key element. And we have seen the implementation of all those operations. And these are the which we have seen in today's session. I hope you understood this session, and you can try to practice this program. If any doubts, you can comment in the session, and thank you. We'll meet in the next session.